Hi everyone, this is Stephanie, and this is Vlogmas December 13th, Friday, and it's like 9:30 p.m. and I recorded a very short video when we were on the airplane earlier, but that's been it for today, so I will go ahead and just add this to the beginning of the December 14th Vlogmas, because it seems kind of silly to just post a really short video. But yeah, today, because it was a flying day, it was crazy, but it was fine. It's always a little hectic before we have to go, and this time especially because we're going to be gone for a while, having to get the place in Oregon ready for us to leave. Excuse me. Was a bit nuts, but we got out with plenty of time. We took a Lyft to the airport this time. We usually either drive ourselves and park at the airport, or the person who watches Peanut for us when we're gone has been driving us in my car to the airport and then driving the car back, because the car seat and all that kind of stuff. But she's a student and their semester's over, so she was already gone. So we took a Lyft, and it was nice. The driver talked non-stop, and it's like an hour and 20-minute drive to the airport, and he just talked the entire time. Nice guy. Talked the entire time, although he was pretty fascinating. Apparently he wrote and professionally recorded a song for his cat, so that's good times. He didn't play it for us though, because he didn't want to wake up the baby while he was asleep. I kind of wish he had. That would have been great. But anyway, and then we got to the airport and we realized we had forgotten the stroller. So that's going to be fun, not having a stroller for like 3.5 weeks. But Alexander's big enough that I can carry him in the Ergo Baby most places anyway. And the flying part was fine. You know, that nice new carrier that I bought Peanut, she broke it about 20 minutes before we landed. She managed to bend the zippers, and so because there was like an opening in the top as well as on the side to get her in and out, and she bent the metal part on the actual pull, the zipper pull. So Adam had to hold her for the last 20 minutes or so of the flight while we landed, and then we had to figure out how to carry her through the airport and then hold on to her while getting all of the stuff, because we took a Lyft from the airport to our place here in Orange County. Oh goodness. Excuse me, I'm gonna go to bed after this. But yeah, so it was a bit of a mess, even with with a little bit of anxiety drugs that we gave her. So I think we're gonna go for a hard case for the flight home. We just have to find one that'll for sure fit under the seat, because obviously those aren't flexible enough to bend. Anyway, madness. And then we got home, and I've just been kind of chilling. Alexander didn't really nap because his schedule got thrown off. He slept on the flight, but but then he fell asleep immediately when we put him down for bedtime, so that was good. And he should stay asleep for a while. But yeah, we've just been hanging out. I just finished editing and exporting Vlogmas from yesterday, so I'll upload that. And then, like I said, I'll just put this in front of the video for tomorrow, because it seems silly to just make like a 5-minute video. But I did actually get some knitting done today, which I don't usually get to do on flying days, but I knit in the car on the way to the airport while talking to our Lyft driver. And then actually I've figured out a way that while Alexander is sleeping on the airplane, I can knit, because I kind of lay him down, or lay him against my chest. Like basically I become a chaise lounge for the baby. And he can sleep that way, and then I have my hands free to knit. So I got some knitting done, and then I've been doing some since we got home and since he went to bed. And so my sweater would have been too big and too much, so I started a barley hat. which is a free pattern from Tin Can Knits, and it matches the flax sweater because it's got this garter panel. And so this is the same yarn that I used for Alexander's flax. So this is the Cascade 220 Superwash. I forget what the color's called, but it'll be on my Ravelry. So yeah, I got the brim done in the car, and I didn't bring a tape measure in. I'm using my Quirky Monday Crafts Grinch bag. So I just kind of guessed at an inch, and it's exactly an inch, so there you go. And then I just started the decreases. I'm like, I did the setup round of the decreases and then the first 2 rounds, and this is going to be Alexander's barley hat, and I'm considering, I would love your input, I want to put a pom-pom on it. The pattern doesn't use a pom-pom, but pom-poms are adorable on babies. So I'm wondering if I should do a white pom-pom so that it kind of like mimics a Santa hat, or a red pom-pom. I don't know, because I'm thinking I would love for us to be able to do Christmas portraits this year. And Alexander would wear his flax and then his barley hat. And so if the little white pom-pom look like a little Santa Claus, I'm thinking about it. I have some just generic white acrylic yarn, so it'd be pretty easy to do. And pom-pom makers, of course. Anyway, thinking about it. But yeah, so I'm now very tired. I'm gonna go to bed. Tomorrow's gonna be a decent, busy day. We're gonna decorate the tree in the morning, and then Adam's gonna be gone all day for work, so Make One Yarn Company up in Laverne, which is where the yarn shop that I usually go to, because it's right by the LA location for work. They're doing like their Christmas party tomorrow, so they're gonna have a Forbidden Fiber Company trunk show, and they're doing all kinds of like fun sales and giveaways, and they're gonna have, I forget what the name of the company is, but it's a person who makes bags, and then they also have these really nice like notions pouches / needle cases and hook cases and that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm really looking for, is a nice case to put all of my needles, my circulars, and my DPNs, because right now I'm just kind of storing them in the case that I have from my Likey interchangeable set. It's getting a little crowded in there, and it's impossible to find anything without pulling everything out. So I want to do that, because I'm also considering selling my Likey set, because I would much rather have a metal interchangeable set. I bought the Likeys before I really knew that I liked metal over wood, and so they're very, very gently used, and I think I could get a decent amount for them. The only thing is that I need to find the size 6 tips, because I have no idea where they are. If I can't find those, then the value of that thing goes down massively, and I might as well just keep them. So we'll see, but I'm either going to buy myself, if I don't get it for Christmas, but the Xiaogu interchangeable set. So we'll see. I put it on the Christmas list. I haven't actually sent the Christmas list to anyone, though, so what are you gonna do? Yeah. Excuse me. I need to go to bed. So yeah, I will do some recording tomorrow, especially if I go to Make One, and I can show you all the fun stuff that they're doing, and they're a really cool shop, and hopefully I'll make some I'll finish this hat tomorrow, and then I can start. I'm gonna kind of think I think I'm going to take a break from my sweater so that I can just get all these Christmas gifts knocked out that I want to make, because there's only like 3 of them, and one of them is almost done. And then go back to my sweater, just so I can get those out of the way and not have to worry about them, not have to stress at the last minute. So yeah, I hope you all are having a good day or evening or whatever. And I will see you in the morning. Actually, but for you, that'll be in a couple seconds. So, bye. Good morning, everyone. This is Stephanie, and it is Vlogmas December 14th. We are on our morning walk with the dog, and it's actually kind of misting and raining and all that. It's not cold. It's like 60 degrees outside, but it is rainy and misting, so that's happening. Want to say good morning? Good morning. I finished the hat. It's all done. It needs to be washed, but it fits. I don't know how much longer because it's pretty fitted. But it should be good. You like your happy baby? Yeah.
Did I take you off this case?
Someone is very sleepy. Yeah. We still have like 30 minutes till nap time. Can you hang on? Yeah. He'll try. It's drive-through Starbucks time again. I go through phases where I go to Starbucks all the time, and then when I don't go there at all. So we're in a go to Starbucks all the time phase, mostly because it's the easiest thing to get when I'm out, because I know that I'm gonna like it, because I don't like a lot of fast food, but obviously Starbucks has drive-throughs. And I'm hungry all the time from breastfeeding, so it just makes it easier. But yeah, we're heading to the Make One Christmas party at Make One Yarn Company in Laverne. Alexander's taking his afternoon nap in the back seat, I hope. I'm pretty sure he's asleep. Yeah, pretty sure he's asleep. So yeah, should be good. I'll see you there. And I'm gonna double check with them and make sure they're okay with me recording, but I'll say they wouldn't be, so see you there. taking our nighttime walk with Peanut before bedtime. And you can't really see because it's dark, but Alexander's wearing his new barley hat. Say hi! And I'll have to show you the people who really love Christmas. Although the music isn't turned on right now, which is sad, but we'll get there. Hello again. I am home. I just put Alexander down for bedtime, and so far so good. And I thought I would show you the stuff that I bought at Make One today. So I put in some video of the shop. It was a really cool shop. I love that place. I used to go to their knitting nights on Thursdays, and that's where I got a lot of knitting help and started at least a couple of sweaters for Alexander and all that kind of fun stuff. So yeah, I love it. And then today was their Christmas party, and it was a lot of fun, and they had a trunk show for Forbidden Fiber Company. I didn't get anything from Forbidden Fiber Company because I already have a bunch of their yarn, because they did the Yarn Over truck, one of their clubs that I did. So I already have plenty of that kind of style and their color palette and stuff. But it was really cool. And then they had a woman there who makes like crafting related jewelry, necklaces, earrings, and then a bunch of shawl pins and stuff. And I was like, oh, I should get my mother-in-law a shawl pin. And then the shawl pins were $175. So never mind. Really cool stuff, but it's all handmade, and it's made out of like actual like stainless steel and gold and things like that. And I was like, oh, never mind, just kidding. Really pretty though. And then they also had a bunch of stuff from Dye Lot Studios, which I've heard of before, but I'd never actually seen. So that was great. And then they had a woman there who had a knitting machine, and she was cranking out tubes. So you could get a tube and you could make socks with it. You could just like connect the ends and knit tubes. Obviously, there are not a lot of crochet machines in the world, which is why crochet is special. But anyway, yeah, where you could like turn it into a scarf or something. So people were paying her to do that. It was just really cool. There were a lot of people hanging out and having fun. Alexander had a good old time because everybody fawned over him, and he did lots of smiling and flirting and being adorable, and it was great. So, oh yeah, and I finished his hat, so I showed it to you on him earlier. I still need to wash it, but I figured he could wear it when we went on our walk. But this is it. So this is the barley hat. It's a free pattern from Tin Can Knits, and it has this fun little garter section, so it matches their flax sweater, which I made for him in the same yarn. It's Cascade 220 Superwash, and the color is Ruby, I saw earlier on my Ravelry when I was on there. And I think it's pretty great. I think I did a decent job on the decreases. I think it's because I do the Norwegian purling, and it seems like it's a little bit more loose, but the decreases at the beginning of the garter section are a little loose. But in the garter section and then on the other end, they're fine. And then, of course, in the knit part, they're fine. The stockinette section. So, yeah, and it just fits him. It's perfect size for him for right now, which is exactly what the flax is. So that'll be perfect for when we do our family photos. And I asked Adam his thoughts on the palm situation. He was like, oh, definitely white, so it looks like a Santa hat. So I'm going to have to do that after I wash it. I've got plenty of worsted weight yarn in white. So yes, let me show you what I bought. One of the things that I went for, I think I told you about, was the knitting, like notions pouches things. So I bought one of those, and these are from Dye Lot's Studio. So here's the tag. Can you see that? Kind of. Individually hand-dyed yarns by Diane Stanley. And she's got to be local because that's a 714 area code phone number, which is LA-ish. So yeah, so this is the Notions pouch, and you open it up. It's got these cool, well, it's got like a fun floral print on the inside, and it has all these sections. So I'm gonna separate my knitting needles. So I'll have, probably do circulars, and I'll do the shorter ones together, and then the longer ones, and then DPNs. But, oh yeah, Yorba Linda. That's not too far. Yorba Linda, California. So she's local, which is great. There you go. So I got that, which was one of the main things I really wanted to get. And so I'm glad they still had a bunch of them. And then some other things that I found. They had leather shawl and scarf. Oh yeah. Cuffs. And so they had this mustard one, so of course I had to buy this one for myself. And these are from Knox Mountain Knit Company. The original shawl and cowl cuff. Let's see, is there anything else about? They're handmade from natural leather. Oh, and you can go on their Instagram to figure out how to adorn your knits with your leather cuff. Yeah, and from the Pacific Northwest, so there you go. I'll have to find out where they are. They're probably in Portland. Everybody's in Portland. And I see it has their thing in there. That's printed. I don't think it's burned in there. Anyway, so yes, got this one for myself. And then I decided to go ahead and grab one for my mother-in-law as a Christmas / Hanukkah present. So I got her this one, and it's kind of like a purpley brown, which I think would be her style because she really likes purple. Her hair used to be purple, like a purpley, it was red, but it was a purpley red. She recently stopped dyeing it, but there's the cuff, the same little tag, and this one is longer, so it doubles up. And to go with it, for her Hanukkah / Christmas present, I got some yarn. So I already caked it up at the shop because my Swift and Winder are in Oregon. But I got some Malabrigo. This is their Dos Tierras base, which is 100 grams, 210 yards. It's 50% merino, 50% baby alpaca. And this is the color Purpurus. So this is like a DK base. It doesn't look like it, but apparently it fluffs up a little bit. But this is the yarn. Isn't that gorgeous? I know I can never go wrong with purple for my mother-in-law, so whenever I'm wondering. And I bought 2 skeins. I had a bit of a winding incident, so this is the second skein, because this one, when I was winding it, it had this. I should have set up my table thing so I could have my stand for my phone, but anyway. So it just straight up like, whoop. It was like that. It just came right off. I don't think it like broke or anything. I think it was like that. So there was a bit of an accident. But that's fine. So this one is the rest of that skein. We'll see how it goes, because what I'm going to do is, if you haven't seen the Crochet Project, they did they're doing running a cowl on Instagram, and what they did was that it was like user's choice, or like by committee, kind of. So they put a bunch of stuff up on Instagram, and people got to vote on what they wanted to do, and then they also give like a million options for things that you can do when you're making it. So you can do a short, like thicker, taller cowl, or more of like an infinity scarf style where it's thinner and longer, or I think a scarf. And then they have a thin headband and a thick headband version. And so they're doing Instagram posts to release the pattern. And it includes video tutorial. And so I looked at the beginnings of it, and it looks like a really cool pattern, relatively simple. It requires worsted, and so I figured I would hold these two together, because if you can, see if you can see it in the camera, and in the, the lamp light. Yeah, not really, but you can kind of see this one is a lot lighter than this one, because these don't have a dye lot. They're whatever they end up being, so I think they'd look really pretty held together to make a, my mother-in-law would be more of a scarf, infinity scarf kind of person, so I'll do that. And then, whoops, it fell down. Come back, yarn. Don't get attacked by cats. And then if you look, I think that cuff will look really pretty with this yarn. So it'll be kind of a combo thing, because they're, sorry, I keep covering up the camera to try to move my hand position. My in-laws are coming down, and they'll be here for all of Hanukkah, and they'll be here for Christmas, because Hanukkah is falling during Christmas this year. I think it starts on the 22nd and goes to the 30th. And my husband's mother's family is Jewish, and so we do Hanukkah as well as Christmas. So she'll get two things. And then I have to figure out what to do for my father-in-law. He's a lot harder to shop for. So my mother-in-law, I know, she likes knitting and knit things. So that's easy, but my father-in-law will be the other one to figure out for. If I make him something, he will love it. It doesn't matter what it is. So everybody might get barley hats, because it's a relatively simple pattern, because it uses worsted weight yarn. And tonight, Adam is working, so I'm going to start on his hat while Alexander is asleep and before I go to bed. But yeah, so that's all the stuff that I got. Oh no, that's not everything. Oh, there's one more thing. I bought myself some yarn. So I saw it and I couldn't help myself. But here it is. So this is some more Dye Lots Studio yarn. It's a little bit brighter in the camera than it is in real life, again because of the unnatural light, but it's got like these purples and then some kind of mustardy yellows and little pinks on a cream base, and I really like it. It smells good. So this is the Best Friend base, which is 75% superwash blue face Leicester, and 25% nylon. And it's a fingering 464 yards to 100 grams, so pretty thin fingering. And the color is PB&J. So it's supposed to kind of look like peanut butter and jelly. And I actually have another yarn from KT and the Squid that is called PB&J. It's supposed to look like peanut butter and jelly. I think that one is DK though, that I have. So yeah, I got this for myself. I'll do something with it eventually. I'm thinking, because I think Faye is going to do an informal crochet along, Faye from the Crochet Circle podcast, doing the One Skein Wonderland Cal again this year, because I think it was 2 years ago that they did it, and that was one of the first, it may have been the first crochet along that I participated in, because I was fairly new to crocheting at that time, and it's certainly crocheting with hand-dyed yarn, and I won one of the prizes. I got a crochet project accessories book, which I've never used, but I'm glad I have it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get working on that hat. I've been watching Captain Marvel on Disney Plus because I can, and yeah. Oh, and I'll put in a little video at the end to show you some of the special ornaments on the tree. I did a video, but then there are two more that we added. We did some with Alexander, and then when he was asleep we did the rest of them, because it's really hard to carry a baby and put ornaments on a Christmas tree. But we waited for him to wake back up from his nap this morning before we put the two on that are his ornaments, and then to put the star trapper on the top of the tree. So I'll show you all those. Yeah, it's been a good day. Alexander's been really happy today, which has been great. He had a bit of an issue in the middle of the night last night, because when Adam came home, he came home kind of late, because he went and just hung out at a friend's house for a while, played video games. And when he came into the bedroom, he woke the baby up, unfortunately, and it took about an hour of him kind of waking up and falling back asleep and then crying and then talking and then falling back asleep and then waking up and crying and then talking and falling back asleep. Took about an hour of that for him to get back to sleep fully until he woke up in the morning. But I think today he'll be fine. But yeah, he was such a happy baby today. He had such a good day. He's great, and I love him very much. So yeah, I'll show you those ornaments. And then I will see you tomorrow. So yeah, I hope you all are having a great day whenever it is that you watch this, that your holidays are going well and are stress-free and all that kind of fun stuff as much as is possible, and that you're enjoying all of your crafting. And I will see you later. Bye.